show you guys basically what this thing actually does. One hand, get this to a point where I could actually make it a tourniquet, and then all I have to do is spin this bar. Ooh, that is tight. Howdy y'all, welcome back to Cam Shack Productions. Today I want to spend a little time talking about this. This is actually a tourniquet that you can pick up on Amazon, and I believe these were $13. But I think that for the amount of money, this is something that if you are a backpacker and you go someplace where you could fall and possibly break a limb, if you're a canyoneer, if you're an overlander, these are all things that I think are small and light enough and cheap enough now that we should all be keeping them in our kit. So I do want to make something clear. I have had so many of you asking for links to the products that I review in my videos. So I'm going to start to put those links in, but in doing so, I did sign up to become an Amazon affiliate. So if you go and click on the link to buy this product through Amazon, you will actually help me make a little bit of money that will go to the channel. So please, if you do think that these are worth keep getting and you want to actually pick up this exact one, please go down, hit the link in the description and buy from my Amazon affiliated link. All right. Hopefully that will help everybody that actually wants to have links to these things. So this is the Just Said tourniquet, the fastest, safest, most effective combat hemostatic controlled single-handed application for military tactical first aid medical battle tourniquet. Wow, that was a mouthful. Sorry, everybody. But essentially, this is your own self version of a tourniquet that you could put on yourself, or again, with your friends, if you're out and somebody gets hurt bad enough, you know, a compound fracture, they pull an Aaron Ralston and they get their arm stuck, you know, think about what this could have done for that guy. No shade, but dude would have told one person where he was, he would still probably have at least some part of his hand. But this is something that I think all of us should really be considering. But I also want to point out that this does absolutely no good if you don't know how to use it and you don't have any first aid training. So if you're somebody that spends a lot of time outdoors, overlanding, away from hospitals, away from people, away from a place where if you call 911, they can be there in less than 15 minutes, please go take a first aid course and learn how to protect yourself and how to help others in those situations. But I wanted to show you guys basically what this thing actually does. So I have this set up as a super quick release. There are a ton of videos out there on how you can actually basically keep your tourniquet, how you can store it for fast deployments and things like that. You know, I'm not going to be in a combat situation, so I'm not worried about having to be able to like rip this thing open really fast. In fact, what I'm thinking about doing is possibly just like wrapping it around the outside of my first aid kit and keeping it there. Because again, what I'm doing is like mostly backpacking or canyoneering. So if somebody falls and breaks their arm and they need a tourniquet, or even if it's myself and I'm out all alone, I will be able to get this off, and I should be able to, with one hand, get this to a point where I could actually make it a tourniquet. And then all I have to do is spin this bar. Ooh, that is tight. And lock it into place. And you can see that is exceptionally tight. I would be able to cut off major blood flow if I had a broken, you know, my forearm and a bone was sticking out and I was bleeding, right? I want to get this off so that I don't do any permanent damage, at least with the turning part. There is also a Velcro tab that you pull over the top to lock that into place, where you actually write the time that you attach the tourniquet. But, you know, I look at this as, again, for 12 bucks, did I tell you guys the price? I don't think I did. That's a bummer. All right, y'all. So I could not sleep last night because I was sitting there thinking that I did not do a good enough job of actually showing you guys what this tourniquet can do and how easily you can use it. And I need to get a little bit closer and let you guys see it. But before I do that, I wanted to let you know the legal team consulted me and they said I had to remind you that this is not advice on how to do a tourniquet. This is not a first aid video. This is for you to decide if this is something that you can put in your arsenal with your training that will benefit you. Sorry, they made me say that. All right, so let me break this down for you guys. You have, see the red tip right there? That's your pull handle. This is your twist bar. And then you have your time Velcro that comes right over the top there. So when you put this on, you're supposed to be able to one-handed, and you want to actually crank that thing down pretty good and tight just to start with. Open your Velcro tab so that way it is out of your way, and then you give it a full and good twist. And I mean, I want to be very clear. It is not comfortable. Can you guys see how much? But then I can write the time. You have your twist bar here. And if you need to release because of first aid stuff, you should, again, get trained. This is really a great, great option, and especially if you're by yourself. And then to release, you just move your bar out of the way, and you're back to it. And it really is that simple. So I was also thinking that, you know, even if you don't need this as a tourniquet, you could use this in a lot of different ways for a lot of different first aid situations. For example, if you needed to brace a splint, if you had 2 of these, I want you guys to look at my arm. I mean, it definitely crimps down. I mean, this would work if you need it for sure. But as I was saying, sorry, distractions. If you needed to create a splint, right? Say somebody broke a leg and you needed to be able to splint that leg, you could actually put one of these up high. And one of these down low. Again, you wouldn't be doing it like this if you were on your own and you were hurt. I'm just doing this so you guys can see it in the camera. Then you could take a pole. Be careful with the sharp ends of poles. And you can create, and again, if I took the other one and I put it on the outside, you could create a really good splint. You'd have to position these exactly where you need them, but it would be that same thing. If somebody, you know, broke a wrist, you could put it around their wrist. This isn't gonna work well. You put it around their elbow and you could split something from here to the knuckles. You could even put this over their hand so that it would create a hard splint. Rewrap it right around the wrist area. But you know, my splint is I want to immobilize, you know, if I broke my forearm, the joint above and below. So the wrist and the elbow. And that would create something so I could not bend. And again, I could definitely tighten it, but it would protect my arm. And then I could sling them and it would joint. You can also use a pillow as a really good actual sling for a broken arm. Because again, I could put it around my wrist, I could put it around my elbow, Everybody thinks splint and they think the hardest thing you can find. Go find the roughest piece of tree you can. I would recommend not doing that. You could use, I mean, if I wrap that around, and then I had a sling. This is my sleeping pad. I could create a place where I could brace my wrist. And again, if I used a t-shirt and I put that sling over, I would be able to immobilize both those joints and have a comfortable sling instead of a piece of stick. So I think that these things, again, are definitely worth checking out. They're 13 bucks for 2 of them. And I think they have a lot of really, really positive uses. And especially if you take the time to actually go get trained on the best way to use these things as a tourniquet, as well as just all kinds of handy stuff. So, sorry I interrupted. We'll get back to that. Remember, I am sponsoring these in my affiliated link, so if you want one, I purchased these. They were not given to me, but if you want to buy one and you go and buy it off my Amazon page, it does help. So just think about it. All right, back to me. Sorry for interrupting me. Yeah, for $13, $12.99, you can pick one of these up. And again, I think for that small amount of money, being able to have something that you can actually probably really save your life if something really bad goes on is, I think, worth having. And I mean, you could definitely get this around most, that's pretty big. You around a big guy's leg, possibly around 2 legs if you needed to. But I did buy the 2-pack so that you get 2 of these for $13. And again, you have to know how to use them. But I think for what actually comes in this kit and what you get out of it, it is definitely worth that money to be able to have one of these if you get into a really bad emergency situation. So, I mean, I think, as you can see, I take first aid seriously. I have kits in my vehicle. I have kits in my garage. I have kits in my closet. I have, this goes on every trip that I go on. So I think this is well worth looking into. What do you guys think? Do you think this is something that people should be investing in? And again, learning how to actually use it and learning where to put it to make sure that you stop the actual damage. And realizing that this is the last case scenario. You don't want to just slap this on somebody. Please learn how to use this. This is not a how-to video. This is a, should you get one and is it worth it? I'm not running around trying to find a stick and a belt and trying to twist it. This made it super simple. I mean, you can see that it definitely attached right to my arm. So in my opinion, I think this is worth it. The extra weight, I mean, it can't be that heavy. I'll weigh it here and put it up on the screen for you guys so you can see how much it actually weighs. But worth it, right? Y'all, please, I have been going through my analytics. I am trying to get to 2,000 people before New Year's this year, before December 31st, 2024, and only 1% of the people watching this video right now are subscribed. So if you would, please go down, hit the like button. If you're feeling super generous, subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you all back in the next video. And please, if you're gonna buy one of these, if you're gonna buy 2 of these, get them from my affiliate link in the description. All right, y'all, be well. See you in the next video. I think that's pretty worth it. So if this is something that you're interested in, there is a link in this video down below, and it will link you directly to these tourniquets. Hello, Vader. It's nice to see you. This is the life of a dog. Hi, buddy. You're a good boy. Hi. You're a good boy. Yes. Okay. I need to film a video. You have been laying upstairs all day, and now you're showing the entire internet your butthole. What's wrong with you? Don't you have any modesty? All right, can you just stay right there? You look like you're going to do something. All right. Let's